Alright, what is up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris and today I am back with another video here. So today we are back with another World Juniors game review. I got a lot coming today. I have the review here for Canada versus Slovakia. I'm going to go watch the Switzerland-USA game, then do that. And then I'll be watching the Sweden game at 2 o'clock here for the channel. But Canada versus Slovakia, an absolute blowout. Mason McTavish scores 4. Again, these games are fun. They're exciting when you see all the good players, and sometimes it can get a little bit unfortunate when you're covering it because it's more of you kind of want to see a good game. I feel like some people can't understand that, but also the blowouts are fun and the goals and the really nice plays as well as my phone buzzes. But again, there's a lot of with this tournament, there's going to be a lot of these games, and with Canada being a powerhouse, essentially every player on their team, whether they're playing junior, some guys playing in the Olympics, like Mason McTavish and Ken Johnson. It's just crazy with how good Canada is, and as for the Flyers and their prospect Tyson Foerster, still on the same line with Logan Stankoven and Ken Johnson. And Eliot is still on that fourth line. Couple switches there. Othman comes in with Kuhl. And as for the first, Canada would get 4 in this period. They were just dominant throughout most of it. They ended up scoring the first goal from Bedard, which was a beautiful goal. Him and McTavish had so much chemistry. Slovakia would get a power play. After that, it was a trip on Ridley Greig, who actually had a really good game, but he's taken a good amount of penalties so far. Desnoyers was out there for the penalty kill as well. The one thing that I've noticed with the Foerster line is that they keep having these shifts where they have extended zone time. And that is something that you want to see because, again, I've said this before, Foerster is set up in this tournament to have a good tournament and to be able to produce. Again, playing second unit penalty kill, he's... The unfortunate part of the whole thing is that they kind of have him net front, and he's not... I guess you could say he's not really known for being net front, but he's huge, so it's fine with putting him there. So again, they had another good shift before that power play, and they actually were again, they had Foerster to change to the side of the net. It was just all Canada early on. Kuhl would score in a breakaway right after that penalty would end to make it 2-0. Fitting right out of the box 9 seconds after it ended. Othman would score off a brutal turnover up the ice. Desnoyers was on the ice for that one. Slovakia was just terrible, especially in the first period. They were just bad turnovers, not getting back. For the breakaways to the odd man rushes, to the turnovers, and just bad defensive play. Slovakia didn't really help themselves at all in this game, and then Zellweger would score high from the slot with traffic in front to make it 4-0. That was challenged for offside. It counted, and Foerster will get a secondary assist on this play, so that'll be his first point of the tournament as well. Canada will get a power play off of that failed challenge for the delay of game. Then there was a slash with 32.9, so Slovakia ended up switching goaltenders, and their other goaltender comes into a 5-on-3 for 1:20 to start the game, and he essentially got peppered. So they score on the 5-on-3. It's 5-0. Stankoven and right at the side of the net ended up scoring. Foerster had a chance at the side of the net, ended up going through his feet on the 5-on-3. Foerster had a really nice toe drag move. He almost scored there. So Foerster had a nice move. Later in this game, there's another deke that I want to talk about from the other Flyers prospect, Eliot. But again, both these guys, they've showed skill. They've shown flashes of it. They just haven't really been able to produce and get the points as of right now. And, only as for the ice time with these guys, I'll talk about that later as well because the ice time was a little bit lower than usual because obviously it's a blowout. McTavish was chasing a record. As for after that fifth goal, it was just still Canada again. Bedard ended up hitting the post. Slovakia ends up getting a power play. They really didn't get anything on that. And 6-0, McTavish would score on a breakaway. Desnoyers had a pretty solid shift. Again, he's had these shifts where he's kept the play where essentially the puck just keeps going forward. Where every time he's getting it out of the zone, and if it comes back in, he still gets it out of the zone again and changes. He's having these quick shifts, and he's doing a pretty good job at that. And again, he's still showing skill at the same time. Foerster Had a play where he tried for Kent Johnson to type, but ended up getting broken up. That was a good shift by that line. Again, extended zone time. And again, the more time you have extended zone time, you're going to be able to score. And Foerster, he's had his chances. He had a post in the first game. He's had a couple shots. On net, he had the chance on the side of the net. He had the chance later in the game where he was kind of going off the rush. He ended up shooting up high. But again, they would have... Again, they still have had that zone time. They've been able to create chances, just haven't been able to bury anything. Slovakia would get one back here, though, and it was funny because the TSN broadcast had said that like Desnoyers got caught on the wrong side, and I went back and I watched it a couple times. That wasn't really what happened. He's the center on that line, so he was in position. The unfortunate thing was the other two Canadian guys were all kind of caught, and then they all lost the puck battle just because of a nice move, and puck ended up just kind of sitting there in front. They couldn't pick him up. Unfortunately, it was just kind of how it went, and they ended up getting one back. But I didn't really like the blame there on Desnoyers. Maybe it's bias. I don't really think so, though, because, again, he's the center, and if you go and you watch that, he wasn't really out of position on that. It was just a nice play by Slovakia. Ended up getting on the board. And then right after, McTavish essentially said screw off and ended up making it 7-1 for the hat trick. A beautiful goal upstairs. I believe that his second goal, sorry. He would score again then after Slovakia had another power play to make it 8-1, 5-0 on a 2-1-0. So there's a 2-1-0, the breakaway on the second goal. You had a 4-0 on the one McTavish goal. Slovakia was just very bad in this game. And then in the third, just a handful of more goals. McTavish 9-1 for his fourth. Canada had a power play. Foerster had a move where he actually going between the legs, but he ended up sending a pass over, deflected wide. Desnoyers ended up trying for the Michigan. This is the deke I wanted to talk about because it seems like everybody who gets it behind the net wants to try for the Michigan, and I'm perfectly fine with it. Again, I talked about this before. It's great for the game. I love it. And he almost tried for it. He just wasn't able to get a play off, and I'm just trying to center it out in front of got deflected the goalie. Roy would score in front to make it 10-1, and then the 11th goal would come later after that as well. So Desnoyers, he went 4 for 8 on the faceoffs. They have him at 57% because the one was a tie, so he won 4 of 8. And then obviously one tie, so I guess you could say 4 to 7. 2 shots on goal, 12 minutes, 13 seconds still on ice time. Foerster had 1 assist, 2 shots on goal, 12 minutes, 9 seconds of ice time, plus 1. Desnoyers was plus 1. And Foerster was 0. So again, you can look at that in different ways. Like obviously, stats are one thing, but again, I feel like both these guys have had some pretty good games so far. And as for Foerster, again, the points haven't been there, but he's still been showing flashes of offense. He's been getting chances. Again, he had that nice deke. He had to try for Michigan. So yeah, it's not like the guys aren't being creative or not trying to score or anything. It's just been unfortunately they just haven't been on the side of the scoring for right now. And the Bedards, the McTavishes, and all them guys have been really taking majority of the ice time because Desnoyers, who plays quote unquote the fourth line, with Foerster on the second line, had 4 more seconds of ice time than Foerster did. So that kind of shows you where kind of everything has been at with the ice time and things like that. And that's kind of the unfortunate thing. It kind of reminds me of Brink in last year's tournament where he was kind of on that third line role. I wish he was kind of playing a little higher, but he wasn't at the time because USA was so good. But he ended up succeeding pretty well. So again, we'll see how these guys do. Still a lot of tournament left. Let me know what you guys think below, and I will talk to you all again soon.